lots of thoughts trying to come out at the same time. But,
So, Keir Starmer has announced his grand reset of UK-EU relations. Watch till the end of the video and we shall discuss it in further detail.
This is the first UK-EU summit. It marks a new era in our relationship. And this deal is a win-win. It delivers what the British public voted for last year. It gives us unprecedented access to the EU market, the best of any country outside of the EU or EFTA, all while sticking to the red lines in our manifesto about not rejoining the single market, the customs union, and no return to freedom of movement. We've also struck a new defence and security partnership to strengthen our cooperation and strengthen our security, which is vital in this dangerous new era. And it will open the door to working with the EU's new defence fund, providing new opportunities for our defence industry. Today's deal will also help British holidaymakers, as we're confirming that they will be able to use e-gates when they travel to Europe, ending those huge queues at passport control.
We're turning a page. We're opening a new chapter in our unique relationship. This is the story of historical and natural partners standing side by side on the global stage, facing most of the same challenges, pursuing the same objectives, like-minded, sharing the same values, and thus we are looking for solutions that are beneficial for both our people and standing shoulder by shoulder when it comes to really getting to the solutions. Therefore, I'm so glad that we have agreed that we will have Erasmus Plus for young people and that we will work towards a youth experience scheme. It's just about this experience. This will allow the next generation to once again live and study in each other's countries, and this will build friendships that will last a lifetime.
So, if Brexit was about taking back control, this is about giving it a gentle rinse, polishing it up, and handing it back to Brussels with a nice handwritten note that says, "Sorry for the fuss, can we be friends again?" Let's dive into this Brexit-flavoured trifle of compromises. So first up, fishing. Under this bold new plan, EU vessels will be allowed to fish in British waters all the way up till 2038. Yes, you heard it right. 13 more glorious years of foreign trawlers enjoying cod and chips at our expense. But do not worry, folks. It's all in the name of long-term certainty, because nothing screams certainty or sovereignty like handing over maritime access to another block for over a decade. Who needs fish when you can have trust? I can't even have a decently priced cod at my own fish and chip shop. Then there's the new youth mobility scheme. EU citizens under 35 will now be able to live, work, or study in the UK. But rest easy, Brexiteers, because there is a cap on it. You know, like the ones we also ignored during record net migration levels. According to the Home Office, it's a time-limited route, which in British policy terms means it will last until somebody complains on GB News. Next, we've got dynamic alignment on food standards. Translation, we'll follow EU rules without actually getting to vote on them. So not quite rule takers, but definitely not rule makers either. It's the political version of being allowed to a dinner party, provided you eat what's served and not ask any questions about the ingredients. And then there's the £9 billion mirage. This entire package is being sold to us as an economic boost. The government's own forecast says it will add nearly £9 billion to the economy by 2040. That's about £375 or £375 million a year, or roughly the cost of a handful of failed PBE contracts. But hey, it's something. Just don't do the maths too closely, otherwise you'll start questioning if we should have just stayed in the single market all along. We're also going to be improving trade flows across borders by simplifying custom checks, but not scrapping them, of course, because that'd be far too helpful. No, instead we'll be having paper-light checks, which is exactly like being paper-free, except it isn't. So here we are, proudly reclaiming our sovereignty by voluntarily giving chunks of it back. We're embracing regulatory alignment, subsidising EU-trained care workers, and not letting Brussels set standards for half of our exports again, but with feeling this time. It's not a U-turn, per se, it's a modernised pivot. A modernised pivot. I should have named the video after that. Modernised pivot. Keir Starmer said this isn't a response to reform UK's local election success. It's just the right thing to do. Bullshit. But you've got to admire the finesse. After a decade of After a decade of Brexit chaos, we've ended up somewhere between EFTA and a group hug with conditions. In short, Britain is open once again for business. Just still don't expect to be running the shop. See you next time.
Good day, sir!
You're still here? Well. This is what being right wing must taste like. If you want to subscribe to Just Jake, subscribe over there. And if you want to watch more videos from whatever the hell this is underneath it,